Thanks, guys.
T.S. Olin having a nice game. Sammy Salo actually had a great game, did a nice job late in that third period with Brendan Morrow, which is not tough to do. And as Kelly was saying, and Craig, Antti Mietinen's been a pain in the butt all night long. There was the hit in the second period on Salo they were referring to. So we're square at 4. We'll come back with scores and stories from around night 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs in a moment.
Game 2, you can see Hockey Night's open line online pregame show, and that'll feature the warm-up skate. So CBCSports.ca pre and post game. Ladislav Nagy tied this game at 13:46 of the third period. To overtime we go. Vancouver was outshot 16-3 in the third period. Forget about the overtime records from the regular season, because unless there are penalties, these teams won't play 4-on-4 here, and there certainly won't be a shootout. Here's Jeff Cowan for Vancouver. Took a shot that was blocked by Philippe Boucher, and Morrison slid into the net and knocks the net off its mooring. Scott.
Jim, it took a while to get the information on Matt Cooke, but we finally have it. Obviously, because he didn't play the third period, we know now he's not coming back tonight. Thankfully, we have graduated from upper and lower body injuries to something more specific, and the Canucks are willing to say that it's a groin strain. So that would mean, given how particular and tough those injuries are, that his participation in Game 2 on Friday in this series could be in some doubt.
And we think that's where he hurt it. I would have thought knee there.
Yeah.
But who knows, maybe it is.
Right.
That hurts Vancouver. Matt Cooke has been a very good player for them, and an important member of the Naslund-Morrison line that now features Jeff Cowan. Daniel and Henrik Sedin quiet since the first period, up with Taylor Pyatt. Here's Trevor Daley with a long shot over top of Roberto Luongo's net. Dallas has lost its last 4 playoff overtime games and won only one of its last 8. Vancouver lost its last one 3 years ago, though, and it was the 7th game in an opening series against Calgary. The last game played here in the playoffs went to overtime, and Marty Gelinas won it for Calgary. Here's Stu Barnes. Pieksa takes the puck away off the glass to Brian Smolinski with Bulis and Kessler. Smolinski takes the shot. Turco steers the puck off the glass, and out come the Stars. Stu Barnes. He's scored a couple of overtime goals in his career, and he dumps the puck in. Battle for it along the boards. Lundqvist to Nordstrom, and he just keeps the puck in for Dallas. Ryan Kessler. Pushed to the boards by Mike Ribeiro. Lucas Krajicek for Vancouver with Rory Fitzpatrick. Ribeiro chasing him as Krajicek gets to center and lifts the puck in. Nordstrom takes a bump from Bulis. Robida to Mike Ribeiro. Gains center. Cross-ice shooting. Louis Eriksson gets to the puck before Matthias Olin, and then gave it away to Marcus Naslund. Has to be quick. He's almost checked from behind. Brendan Morrison to Jeff Cowan. There's the shot. Doesn't get to the net for a rebound. Naslund's in on the puck, but the Stars get in, and out comes Brendan Morrow. Zubov jumps up to join the rush and lead it. Takes the shot. A wrister wide of the net, and Luongo steers the puck to the corner. Salo shovels the puck ahead to Marcus Naslund, who battled hard to get it out to center. Antti Mietinen, he's used his 7 minutes of ice time wisely, a goal and an assist. You see Jokinen and Brendan Morrow with him as Jokinen gets the puck deep. Morrow pokes the puck free. Antti Mietinen. Now Sammy Salo, another Finn, lifts the puck to center. Trevor Daley to Philippe Boucher. Mietinen dumps the puck in. Jokinen trying to fight through some subtle interference from Henrik Sedin. Salo to Olin, had his pocket picked, and the Finns keep the puck in. Only that Taylor Pyatt knock it loose and jar the puck out to center. Nicholas Hagman lost control of a bouncing puck, then came over to hit Henrik Sedin. Daley to Boucher, looks up ice and finds Mike Modano coming back for the puck. Modano just on the ice. Long shot in by Miettinen at the end of a shift, and Luongo hangs on. April 19th, 2004, the last playoff game here, and here's how it ended.
Marty Gelinas knocks the Canucks out with that goal when he played for the Flames.
And that launched a great playoff run for Calgary that went to the 7th game of the final against Tampa. Modano, Nagy, and Lettinen. Morrison won the draw cleanly. Willie Mitchell. Jan Bulis. He has Brian Smolinski with him. Morrison on for the draw, heads off, and Linden comes on. Smolinski overskated the puck. Bieksa keeps it in. Jan Bulis has Linden out front. Bulis spins away from Robida. They'll battle to the corner. Robida cuts him off, and Lettinen clears the puck to center. Look at Nagy race after it. Bieksa has to dive to get there first. Nagy gets the puck, turns, and he's bumped and lost control of the puck, and Smolinski gets it to center to Bulis. Tip the puck to Bieksa, to Trevor Linden. He shoots, and he just missed the net. Marcus Naslund off the bench again into Jan Bulis. Nagy gets a hold of the puck. Willie Mitchell won't let it out. Over to Kevin Bieksa. Vancouver's in the midst of a change. Bulis centering pass. Doesn't get by Stefan Robida. Matthias Nordstrom. Harry Lettinen. As Modano cutting in front of him, he gives him the pass, and Modano dumps the puck in and heads for the bench as he gets sticks up with Kevin Bieksa. Marcus Naslund just made sure the puck got to center. He's with Morrison and Cowan. Hagman. Jeff Halpern. A deflection wide of the net. Stu Barnes is knocked down in front of the goal. Nicholas Hagman trying to come out of the corner. Mitchell stops it. Up the boards. Naslund can't knock the puck down. Zubov does. Takes a shot off Morrison to the front of the net. Bieksa pokes the puck to Jeff Cowan. His pass is out of the reach of Naslund. Dallas controlling the puck. Zubov up the middle. Just missed Morrow. He'll race after the puck. Luongo out to play it. Got the puck to center ice. Zubov backs off. A cross-ice pass tipped in by Halpern, and Bieksa shoots the puck back to center. Kessler trying to get a hold of it. He got it over the blue line, and Alex Burrows went after the puck, but the play is stopped offside.
Well, these two teams played each other 4 times, and there's their record in 1-goal decisions. And there in yellow is the record, the number of wins they've had in overtime. So 1-goal games are nothing new to these two teams.
And this is just game 1. Delayed offside. Zubov from Modano out of his reach. Here's Matthias Holland. Sammy Salo. Daniel Sedin with Henrik Sedin and Pyatt. The shoot in for Pyatt to go after Nordstrom. He gets the hit, gets the puck. Henrik Sedin for Daniel in the air. He couldn't knock it out. Olin takes the shot, deflected in front of the net to the boards, and Ladislav Nagy picks up the puck. Legs it quickly out to center. Moving in on Salo. Stops and turns. Modano's with him to the blue line. Nordstrom in for Modano. The puck's knocked away by Daniel Sedin to center. Nordstrom takes a hard hit from Pyatt as he dumps the puck in. Salo, stretch pass to Bulis off the bench out of his reach. Boucher and Bulis. Bulis got to the puck first, no icing. But Daly comes back and gets the puck. To center, Morrow to Eriksson and Mitchell. Has Brendan Morrow right on him. Slips the check, passes to his partner Kevin Bieksa. Up the boards, Linden couldn't make the puck settle down. Now he gets it, but he's got a teammate offside over the blue line. Still a delayed offside, and Vancouver must tag up. Boucher, Trevor Daly. Dumps the puck around the boards onto Morrow's side. Willie Mitchell. Jan Bulis, and Vancouver should get out. Here's Brian Smolinski. He's got Trevor Linden with him. Bieksa coming up late. Smolinski's shot. There's a rebound, and he took that one off the side of the net. Kevin Bieksa stays up on the play. Dallas trying to make him pay as he hustles back through the neutral zone. Here's Eriksson. Boucher to the net. The shot, the rebound. Ribeiro can't get to it. Kevin Bieksa up the boards, and Jeff Cowan couldn't find the puck. Matthias Nordstrom. Checked by Jeff Cowan. Boucher, oh, so close to a goal. So was Ribeiro. Here's Nicholas Hagman in on the Vancouver defense. Miettinen shoots the rebound off Luongo. Goes right to Marcus Naslund. A bouncing puck. He had trouble with it. Now he passes across ice and gets the puck through to Brendan Morrison. At the end of his shift, he dumps it in. Vancouver has a fresh line coming on the ice.
Can't change on the fly. You're in deep trouble in this overtime.
Agreed. Now Vancouver has one forechecker in, sort of, between the hash marks. 4 players in the neutral zone. You see Jokinen off the boards, dumps the puck in. Miettinen and Hagman with him go after the puck. Matthias Holland is back around on the boards. Jokinen's there to the net. Luongo steers the puck to the boards. Matthias Holland to his partner Salo. Alex Burrows with Kessler and Bullis dumps the puck in. Kessler right in on Robitaille. Jarred the puck loose. Jeff Halpern is back to help his defense. Out to Stu Barnes. With Joel Lundqvist, who's the forechecker here on Kevin Bieksa. Stu Barnes in to help out. His centering pass hit a leg and goes to the boards to Alex Burrows. He'll battle with Jeff Halpern. Lundqvist into the battle as well. Barnes to the blue line. Trevor Daley just keeps the puck in with a hard around on the boards, and Jan Bullis is there. Mitchell had his stick lifted, trying to recover. Bullis helps him out. Out to center to Alex Burrows. A long shot in over the net. Vancouver's changing. Bullis goes to the puck. Couldn't quite get it along the boards. Taylor Pyatt off the bench. Trying to get the puck to Henrik Sedin, and he couldn't. Is this enough for icing? Waved off.
They'd like to hear you work here with no interruption.
Dallas gets a change finished on what amounts to a shoot-in. Rory Fitzpatrick dumps the puck in. Marty Turco out to swat it along the boards. Here's Mike Modano back out with Nagy and letting him a turnover off the stick of Nagy. Daniel Sedin to Pyatt. The backhander's blocked in front and jarred loose, and Modano gets the puck off the glass. Held in by Salo. Henrik Sedin to the net, just wide of the goal. Philippe Boucher to the puck. Lifts it in the air through center. No icing again as Salo gets back. Almost halfway through the first overtime. On a Dallas change, Daniel Sedin takes a long pass and tips it in. And the play is called offside because of a change inside the blue line.
Well, you can see we show you Dave Nonis on the left and Tambellini in the middle and Stan Smeel over to the left. And this is while the game's going on, and Nonis has trouble watching the game. When the next goal is going to beat you or you're going to win with it. Not easy sitting up there after you've gone through 82 games and made the playoffs and are looking forward to a couple of months of hockey.
After the trading deadline, all the general manager can do is wear out a few pairs of shoes. Luongo set the puck up, then he had to pass it to Willie Mitchell. Up the boards out of the reach of Bullis. And this time there is an icing call against Vancouver, but they have a fresh line on the ice.
Well, it's been a far more offensive contest than we all anticipated when we saw the scores of the 4 games, all of them 1-goal decisions. And Dallas hasn't won a first game of the playoffs series for a while, but one shot away from it here.
Just for the psyche of the organization, they need one badly, don't they? Kevin Bieksa couldn't clear the puck. To the blue line, Louis Eriksson found Nordstrom. He keeps the puck in. Morrow's checked by Smolinski. But in for the puck comes Ribeiro to Nordstrom. He'll keep it in again to Brendan Morrow. Louis Eriksson with him out front. Gets his stick on the puck. Couldn't get a good backhander away, and Willie Mitchell takes over for Vancouver. His pass almost hit Bullis in the head and goes the distance. Nordstrom is back. Trevor Linden right on him, flushes him out in a hurry. Robida up the boards, and Eriksson gets the puck through center. Lucas Krajicek for Vancouver to Rory Fitzpatrick. His pass ahead for Morrison goes right by him. Marty Turco played the puck. Robida got run over by Cowan. Antti Miettinen couldn't clear the puck. Jeff Cowan can't get the shot away. Brendan Morrow throws a hit at Fitzpatrick, who kept the puck in. Robida again, head up. Watches Morrison coming at him. He stole.